What if your final wishes were ignored by the people you loved most? What if, after you were gone, the same people who once smiled beside you tried to control your entire legacy? That's exactly what happened to Traci Braxton. Or at least, that's what reports and insiders claim. Because while her family thought they were in charge, Traci had one final move they never saw coming. Before she passed, Traci quietly recorded a private video with her attorney, laying out her last wishes in her own voice. Who she trusted, who she didn't, what she wanted for her legacy. And when that video finally surfaced, it flipped the entire Braxton family upside down. When Traci Braxton passed in 2022, fans mourned a woman who was often the heart of the Braxton family. Real, outspoken, and unfiltered. But behind the scenes, things got messy fast. Reports claim that almost immediately, a quiet power struggle began between her relatives. And at the center of it all? Tawanda Braxton. Insiders say there was growing tension over who should manage Traci's estate, her likeness, and even the use of her name in future projects. If you watched Braxton Family Values, none of this should sound surprising. The Braxton sisters have always had a complicated bond, filled with loyalty, jealousy, and money problems that often played out in public. But this time, the stakes weren't just fame or pride. They were financial. Let's rewind to 2019, long before Traci's passing. Tawanda Braxton was reportedly drowning in debt. According to public filings, she owed more than $500,000 while claiming she had barely $200 to her name. She even filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which was later dismissed. Rumors spread that she'd been living far beyond her means, trying to maintain a lifestyle her income just couldn't support. And when fans learned about this, many started to connect the dots. Online speculation exploded. People began wondering if Tawanda's sudden push to manage Traci's estate had less to do with love, and more to do with survival. As one fan put it, when you're desperate, family money starts looking like a solution. According to online reports, Tawanda and a few close family members began trying to take control of Traci's image and brand after she passed. The alleged goal? To position themselves as the protectors of Traci's memory, while quietly sidelining her husband, Kevin Sr., and even her only son, Kevin Jr. Insiders claimed there were conversations about producing a reality show revival centered around honoring Traci's legacy. But behind that emotional pitch, some suspected the real motivation was money. One source even suggested that Tawanda believed controlling Traci's posthumous projects could be her financial lifeline. It sounded like a clever move on paper, until the truth started surfacing. Because behind the cameras, something much darker was brewing. Traci's husband, Kevin Sr., wasn't about to let anyone rewrite history. He publicly defended himself, claiming that everything he was doing came straight from Traci's own wishes. But the Braxton family reportedly saw things differently, and soon, sides were drawn. To make matters worse, Kevin Jr. was in deep grief and, according to some unverified reports, struggling emotionally and isolating himself. That made him vulnerable and easy to influence. Some insiders allege that certain relatives began whispering in his ear, warning him not to trust his own father. It became a painful tug-of-war, loyalty versus manipulation, grief versus greed. And right when it seemed like the truth would stay buried, the secret tapes appeared. Out of nowhere, everything changed. Traci's attorney revealed that she had privately recorded her final wishes before she passed. In those tapes, Traci clearly explained what she wanted, who she trusted, and who she wanted managing her affairs. It wasn't gossip. It was video proof. Her own words. And the most shocking part? The Braxton sisters reportedly had no idea these recordings even existed until after decisions were already being made. It was like Traci had reached from beyond the grave to take back control of her own story. The woman they thought they could speak for had already spoken, loudly and clearly. When those recordings surfaced, the fallout was instant. Tawanda and other family members were reportedly blindsided. Their carefully built plans started collapsing. Fans online quickly sided with Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr., calling Traci the smartest Braxton of them all. Even subtle moments on their family show later hinted at tension. Awkward silences, defensive comments, and cracks in the sisterly front they once showed the world. The family had tried to control Traci's story. But in the end, she controlled her own. Traci Braxton's story isn't just about family drama, it's about dignity, foresight, and the power of preparation. Her final act wasn't about revenge. It was about making sure her truth couldn't be twisted. Fans still celebrate her for being the most authentic Braxton, the sister who never played along with the show's fake smiles and staged tears. And now, even in her absence, Traci's voice still echoes, through that secret recording, through her son, and through every fan who saw her strength. Because in the end, Traci left behind one unforgettable message. Sometimes, silence hides the loudest truth.